This is For Women Wednesday. I'm your host, Freddie G, joined by my co-host, K Money, Slash, and Comedian 96. Collectively, we are the Mind of Men. Don't forget to follow us on X, formerly known as Twitter, at 52 Scott Podcast. On Instagram and Facebook, the 52 Scott Podcast. And for all my YouTubers, don't forget to like and subscribe. And welcome to another Women Wednesday. Okay, fellas, it's rare to meet a woman and she say who she say she is. I'm not talking about her words. I'm talking about her actions. So with that being said, do y'all think women reveal who they are during the initial meeting? Starting with you, Comedian 96.
You could start with me. No, I think it's a front. Matter of fact, I'll give you a good example. My last relationship, 2021, she told me, you only see my mean side. You don't see my nice side like anybody else she would date. So I think the first initial introduction is what she's going to give you, what she thinks she wants to give you, with your personality that matches whatever she wants to give you. That's what I think. She'll try to fit what she thinks will fit your personality until later in the relationship. And then I always say that 90-day rule, that 3-month rule, whatever you trying to hide gonna come out. Doesn't matter what you're trying to hide, in 90 days it's gonna come out.
So I think that it depends on how much you like this person or how much you into this person from the visual aspect. Because she can show you who she is, but you may just be blind to seeing that because you're so into her sexiness or beauty or whatever. Mm-hmm. So a lot of times it's not that she's hiding something. It's the fact that you hit it.
It's just missing it. Yeah.
You know, so I think you have to pay attention to what you're doing, you know, because they'll come to you and spit game just like you'll spit game on them. And you have to understand that this is happening. And if you're looking at the beauty and she's saying all this beautiful stuff to you, you're probably going to be lost in the sauce. And then before you know it, the true representative shows up and now you're like, well, damn. Yeah. Here we go. I thought you were somebody else.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree with both of y'all, man. I think it all depends on the situation and the timing and the environment. But I do feel females can misinterpret who they actually are on that first initial meeting. But like you say, Comedian 96, within 3 months, you go see that true person come out, and it's not going to be the same.
Yeah, it's going to be different.
Yeah, that's my rule with women. I give you 3 periods. If you go through 3 menstrual periods with me and your attitude the same, we gonna be all right.
So in all fairness, right? In all fairness, do we as men, show who we really are?
I mean, I try my best to because I don't know another way to be. So I try to be as honest with a woman as possible, to show the real side. Because this is who you're gonna get. Even at that, you know, some things people do, such as change the way they sound or talk about things that they don't do with this person. That's when you creating a problem because they're gonna look for this that you told them the first time. So men send their representatives out too, you know, and I think that's it's not cheating, but I don't think it's fair to the person that you're talking to.
Yeah, and I agree with Slash because I would say the age group though. When I was in 20s, maybe a little bit of my 30s, maybe the beginning of my 30s, I would say I wasn't quite there yet, but I would basically sell a dream. I ain't gonna say sell a dream because it really came true on my intentions. I wasn't there, but I'm gonna do this and blah, blah. So yeah, I'll fake the funk too until I get where I'm going when I was younger. But now you can't do that. You got.
So when you mean you'll fake the funk, meaning that you was it a boasting about what you have?
Not boasting. It's more about. I'll say I had more than it appears to be. Get what I'm saying? So I could just say I had a 300ZX. So it looked like I'm just balling out of control, but I wasn't. I would say I'm about to get promoted to manager or something like that, some of that nature. I knew I would be because I was going to keep my job, but I wasn't going to be promoted that day or that year. I was just kind of basically
put some fluff on it.
Put some fluff on it. Yeah.
Okay.
So something like that. But it would still be my job. It's just that I wasn't getting paid like I said I was getting paid. So I'd do something like that.
We've all heard, your first impression is your best impression. So to answer your question, Freddie G, I think we all kind of send a representative because we want that first impression to be A1. And, a lot of, we all have spit game. But now that we're older, I think we're more or less, like you say, Slash, you try to be straight up. And A1 with this person and definitely show who you are because you're not trying to waste no more time.
You don't have time.
Yeah, we don't have that time to waste when we were spitting game back in the day.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me put you guys in a blender. We're going to mix it up. Right? Now, who's more apt to accept a person for who they really are? Is it men more willing to accept a woman for who she really is? Or is it a woman more apt and more willing to accept a man for who he really is? Let me go deeper. So, if a woman is into you and think you are sexy when she first meets you, she thinks you look good. And she just straight up tell you, look, I want to give you this pussy right now. Come get this pussy.
Yeah.
Now, you being the man that you are, you're attracted to her. So you don't want to go out and go get that pussy right there and now.
Power
now,
pussy.
When you guys are doing y'all thing, she giving you the works off the rip. First day you getting the works.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah.
Like, so much so and so good that you start to think, damn, was she a porn star in her previous life?
Yeah.
Now, really, that's all about you and how she digging you. She don't really do this
Right.
on a normal basis. This ain't
Right.
nothing but now this is, I ain't saying she never did it before.
Right.
Because she good at what she do.
Right.
But now this is all about you. And then she turn around and tell you, look, I got a job, I'm working, but my job don't pay that much. I got 2 kids, but I pay all my bills. I don't really need your money like that. If we gonna kick it and be together, whatever, okay, it'll be nice for you to, help me sometime, but I'm not asking you for nothing. But if you digging me, like you say you digging me, this is what comes with me. And I got a crazy brother. And he be tripping with me sometimes, so me and him don't get along. And my mom is an alcoholic. And my daddy ain't seen him since I was born. Now this is all that comes with her. But she got a good spirit, she got a good heart, and she cool as hell. But she got all of this that comes with her. And by the way, my kid's father ain't in their life either. Are men more apt to accept a woman for who she is if she came straight up rather than slow walking you and easing it in slowly? Or are women more apt to accept a man for who he is? Here's a man. Look, I'm going to keep it a buck. I'm married. I'm going to keep it a buck. I just want to kick it. I'm going to keep it a buck. This is what I'm trying to do. This is what it is. If you're down, I'm down. But you're going to have to make that decision. It ain't going to be me tricking you into doing this.
Right.
And so, and I'm not always happy.
Right.
In my relationship, whatever it is. But this is me. This is who it is. And by the way, I think you sexy. I find you attractive. And you got a lot to offer. Hell, you make me second guess what I got at home. Man straight up telling you all of these things. He being upfront. Now that you heard a scenario with a woman and you heard the scenario with the man, who is more apt to accept the person for who they are?
So, to answer your question,
that's a hell of a blender, huh?
Yeah, but it's easy to unravel though. The woman women, they love honesty. You straight up with them, married or not. If they want to tap, they gonna tap. Doesn't matter, just as long as you're honest.
If you're giving them that option to make that decision,
right,
whether or not they want to choose or deal with the situation.
Exactly. Even though you can lie and still get away with it, but being honest really helps your case. Because then at that point, if something go down, you were honest with it, you can break it down. You don't mess up my shit. I told you I was honest. To whereas if you didn't tell her, then it could go left. The man, on the other hand, we're not willing to take on too much baggage. The only thing that's helping her in that scenario is none of the fathers are in their life. That's a good thing. But it's you said that you said, and by the way, the kids' fathers are not in their life. Mm-hmm. So that helps a little bit because I ain't got to deal with none of the kids' fathers.
But you got the crazy brothers.
But I got the crazy brothers, right?
And you got the mama,
you got the
alcoholic mama.
That's what I'm saying. So that is too much baggage for any man. That's why I say the only thing she got going for it is the kids' fathers are not in their life. Because then you can say, okay, I ain't got to deal with them. But then the crazy brothers and all of that, that's just more money you're going to have to come off of. Somebody going to go to jail because she got some crazy brother. Or you going to fight somebody and get yourself out of jail. You don't want to deal with all that baggage. You don't want to deal with that headache. You don't want to deal with that drama. So the man will accept only what he can handle.
So based upon you breaking both of those down, it sounds to me, because you didn't give a definitive answer, but it sounds to me based upon you breaking everything down, that a woman is more apt to accept a man for who he is versus a man accepting a woman for who she is.
Correct. Yes.
What are your thoughts?
So my thoughts are with the man accepting that woman with all of the baggage that she has. I think if he accepts her like that, and there are some that will, I think for him it turns into a disaster later on down the line because she told you ain't none of that stuff good what she said.
Exactly.
But you fell for the okie doke because she gave you some good sex or whatever it was, and you said, okay, I'm going to take that, and I got to go back and get this again. Now, you got to remember, with women, if you come back after the first time, you almost locked in a situation. This is going to start being repetitive, because she going to keep giving it to you how you want it, because she know what you want.
Right.
And she feel like she needs somebody.
Right.
She told you all of this stuff about her and these issues and this baggage that's going on because she needs somebody.
Exactly. You hit it right on the head.
So you have to, know what you stepping into when it comes to that. Now, on the other hand, the woman accepting the man, Comedian 96, like you said, women love honesty.
Yeah.
They eat through that shit.
Yeah.
You be honest with a woman.
They'll tell you in a minute. I don't care if you're married now. You can get this ass. Just
number one, because she love competition. She want to outdo the woman next to her anyway.
Yes.
So it's a win-win for the man when she accept him for what it is. But you can't accept all women when they tell you that story or the scenario that you gave. Don't do it.
I had a question, Freddie G. Now, did the woman disclose her baggage after she smashed?
Or before?
Okay, so it can be either or.
Because I feel if it was after, then he blinded by the sex.
It can be either or. Let's.
Can I use one? I have a good example.
Okay, go ahead.
So this girl told me after we had sex, all of the problems she had. Her mom, she about to lose her place to stay. This was about 10, 11, 12 years ago. She about to lose her place to stay. Her mom has diabetes. She need help. She on an oxygen tank. And then her sister has sickle cell. So now, I had been talking to this girl for a long time, probably about 6, 7, 8 months. Never knew of all this. Now, I done tapped a bunch of times. I'm in there. Now, once you put all that on me, I sat back and I was like, bills, and more bills, and more bills, and more money out of my pocket. That was the first thing came to my mind. I'm okay with spending money on the girl, but now I got to spend money on your sister and your mama.
Well, you don't have to.
You don't have to.
I know. If I took the she disclosed everything.
Yeah, but
after
Still
sex.
don't make you
You
obligated.
don't-
I know it
You're
doesn't. I know
obligated.
that's what I'm trying to get at. So she tells me after the fact, trying to reel me in with the sex, right? Just say I accepted it. It would have been terrible for me. It would have been terrible. I'd have been out money in every which way, paying for her mom, for her sister, and her, and myself. It would have been terrible. So when you tell somebody, you need to say it before sex. I would say.
So
You need
Money,
to-
you think it makes a difference?
I definitely think
whether
the
it's
sex.
Yeah.
before sex or after sex.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think the man would. I mean, like Slash said, you know, there are some women out there that will accept. Did you say that was the women? Or you said
They'll
that was some
accept
men?
the man because he tells the truth about whatever his situation is.
I know that I agree that there are women out there that would eat that up, and you know, some will accept it and make their decision, and some be like, you know, no,
Yeah, I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I think there are more men that are acceptable
yes
To the
this
woman's situation.
than
Wait a minute. Okay, so that's interesting because when Comedian 96 was speaking, it sounded like, and that's why I reiterated to make sure I was hearing it correctly. It sounded like he thought that women were more apt to accept a man for who he is versus a man accepting a woman for who she is. And then it sounded like Slash piggybacked
Same
and
thing.
echoed with Comedian 96
Right.
the same thing. Now, you think, K-Money, that a man is more willing to accept a woman for who she is versus a woman accepting a man for who he is. Is that accurate?
That's what he's saying.
That's what he's saying.
yeah.
And you know what? I'm not saying it's wrong because when you look at the different situations and the way things are now, you could tell a woman, "Hey, I got a 9 to 5. You know, I don't make no whole bunch of money. I take care of myself. Da 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 da. I do this. You know," and she'll straight up feel like you're not good enough for her. So she's not going to accept the fact that you on your own, you're trying to do what you can do, but you can't take care of her. It's what it sounds to her.
Right.
So she'll be out and be like, to hell with the nigga, he ain't got no money.
Exactly.
And that's the situation depending on who you looking at. Ain't no sex involved or nothing yet. But you a righteous guy. You a real dude. You ain't trying to go against her and or nothing, but then they got the ones out there, the women that's just straight, nah, I need this dude that's got the 6 figures and da 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 da.
Yeah.
Okay, so now that you gave that example, I need to know your position. And I hear you, Comedian 96. Yeah. And you, first of all, great example, Slash. Great example. Because when you initially meet somebody, and if you do lay your cards on the table off the rip, hey, look, I'm an open book.
Boom.
Here it is with me.
You give them an
And
opportunity.
then when you break down who it is and what it is with you, she makes the choice and decision that, okay, he only make enough to take care of himself.
Right.
And he don't got no extra money like that. Not thinking that, okay, this dude is a solid dude, a good dude, and maybe if I put mine with his, we can build.
have something.
Yeah, she's
We
not
can
looking at the
build.
potential.
They-
She's not looking
lose
at
there.
yeah. She's just looking at so now that you said that versus what you initially
The initial scenario was different.
Yeah. So again, taking all of that in consideration, the initial scenario that I gave with the extra with the crazy brother and all this stuff, I just threw some stuff out there just to make the things bad. The bottom line is, overall, women being able to accept men for who they are, and men being able to accept women for who they are. I think I actually side with K Money. I think that men are more apt to accept a woman for who she is and what she's about versus a woman being able to accept a man for who he is and what he's about.
And I can understand why. Because men are more or less to be for real off the muscle. See, it's no fantasy about most men, you know. And if you lay your cards out on the table to the woman, she's gonna lay hers out, and most men are gonna accept her for whatever it is she is. Because most men, she ain't got to be rich. Men don't look at, oh, she got to have this kind of money.
I feel men are more acceptable. They we think with the wrong head.
And I agree.
But see, the problem is men will only accept what they can handle. Like, you're not gonna, like the girl just telling you about. Ain't no man, she fine, good stuff, but with all the baggage that's coming, we'll say, okay, she got 2 kids and the baby father's not around. We don't want them 2 kids that's not ours, but we accept that. Now, if she said we got 2 kids and both the baby daddies are crazy, I'm not accepting that. Neither would one of you guys. You get what I'm saying? So it just depends on the situation. If it's not worth it, if the juice is not worth the squeeze, we ain't gonna take it.
That's a good point.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a good point. So you're saying that men would only accept what they can handle.
Exactly. Because we will sacrifice our happiness for her family. But women, on the other hand, will sacrifice their family for their happiness.
Okay.
That's why I think I'm a little bit with y'all when y'all say the men.
Who's y'all?
K Money and Freddie G.
Okay.
I'm a little bit with y'all, but overall, I know that if a woman finds you physically attractive, I don't care if you have 16 women, she gonna give it to you.
So
as long as you tell her the
that's
truth.
Really based upon this. We're split, but both of y'all, Slash and Comedian 96.
I feel
y'all
both
make
sides.
y'all make good points to make me feel both sides too.
Yeah.
So with that being said, it's like, okay, there's really no definitive answer
Yeah, it just
as
depends
to
on the situation.
who is more willing to accept, what gender is more willing to accept the other. So let me ask y'all this before I ask this next question. Again, this is all in the blender, right? Do you, this is gonna sound crazy. Y'all consider marijuana a drug?
No.
No, I don't. Because it's prescribed to you from.
Do you consider Tylenol a drug?
Yes.
It's prescribed.
Yes,
to you as
it's
well.
chemicals in that.
Okay.
But it's approved.
Marijuana a drug.
Okay, so
You do. It's approved by.
okay, so whether or not it's approved or not, I didn't say illegal.
Okay.
I'm asking.
Then yes,
I'm asking
then yes.
you. Do you consider?
Yeah, Tylenol. Yes.
I just said Tylenol
Marijuana?
because he said. The question is really about marijuana, but because he
Right.
said Comedian 96 said what he said, I just threw in Tylenol just to see how he was going to respond.
Right.
So, do y'all consider marijuana a drug?
No.
I say no because it's a plant.
Okay, so no,
It's grown, it's natural.
Okay, bottom
Yeah.
line is no.
No.
I say
No.
yeah.
You say yeah.
Aloe vera is a plant. Is that a drug?
Okay,
No, it's not.
okay,
Okay.
hold on. K Money, you said yes. Comedian 96, you say no.
No.
Slash, you say no. I'm in line with K Money. I say yes. Now, prior to the leniency of the marijuana law, let me ask y'all, according to the United States government, is marijuana a drug?
In some cities, yes.
He said prior to.
Prior to the leniency
Yeah.
of the law,
Yes.
prior to that,
Yes.
according to the United States, was marijuana a drug?
That's according to the
Yeah,
United States.
according to them, it
Yeah,
was.
according to the United States, marijuana a drug.
It still was not a drug before the leniency for me, but it was.
According to the United States.
Yes.
Yeah, because they lock you
Okay.
up for it.
All right. Now, do y'all consider alcohol a drug?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Now, who is more apt to accept a mate who is under the abuse, who abuses those drugs? Meaning, are men more apt to accept a woman who abuses marijuana and alcohol, or both? Or are women more apt to accept a man who abuses marijuana or alcohol or both? Who's more apt to accept it?
I would say the woman in the beginning. I would say the woman. Because, like I said, my tolerance level is really low. If I tell you 1-2 times you still doing the same shit, I'm ending it. But women, they're gonna try to make it work. They're gonna try to.
So, I'm not asking you to disclose whether or not you use marijuana.
I didn't say I
No,
did.
listen.
Yeah.
I'm not asking you to disclose whether or not you use marijuana or drink alcohol. But if you use marijuana and if you drink alcohol, can you accept a woman who abuses alcohol and marijuana if you use it?
She abuses it. That's the key word. So no.
I agree that operative word, abuse.
Abuse. When you say abuse, you change.
Okay.
You change the game.
So do you agree that if a person smokes marijuana every single day, that's abuse?
No. Because they might smoke it to go to sleep.
That's abuse, man.
If they smoke it to go to sleep, if they smoke a blunt, if they take 3 blunts,
it doesn't matter why you smoke it.
It's abuse.
If you're doing it every single day, it
Just
doesn't matter
like
why
drinking
you're
every
doing
day,
it.
you abusing
So
alcohol.
if you take diabetes pill every single day because you got to take it to go to for whatever reason, is that abuse? Because
No.
you got to take it.
No, because
and somebody smoke and they can't sleep.
difference
they've been prescribed it.
The difference in the medicine for diabetes is the fact that you need this to stay alive. Marijuana, you don't need to stay alive.
No,
you don't need alcohol to stay alive.
You're right.
And plus, these changes your state of ability.
Take the alcohol away.
Alcohol and marijuana changes your state of ability.
Yeah.
The diabetes medicine doesn't, unless it makes you sleepy or something. So in regards to the question that Freddie G's asking, I think that would I accept a woman that
Abuses
alcohol marijuana
or alcohol or both, and
No.
basing it on the scale that they do it every day.
No, I'm not going to accept that.
Okay.
And it's not going to get better either. If she doing it once a day already, it's going to turn into twice a day, then 3 times a day, then 4 times a day. Now, it's just high and drunk all the goddamn time.
So you can't accept it.
I can't accept it.
Comedian 96.
I can't accept it. No, not like that.
Okay, K Money.
I want to say, man, I don't think smoking every day and drinking every day is abusing it.
Maybe drinking, but smoking.
Not even drinking, because you can have one beer.
Oh yeah, you know what? You're so right. You're so right. One beer.
So let me say this. You know, and listen. Let me say this before I even say that. If I tell you a duck can pull a truck, hook it up. Safety stand down. There's 2 guys that should know what that is. At least 2. Right? And I know you know Slash, but in military, right? And you know we would have these things, especially when it came to alcohol abuse. Right?
Yeah.
Now, here's what I learned. And by the way, before I share this, I don't drink alcohol anymore. I'm 24 years alcohol free.
That's what's up.
So, here's what I learned when I used to drink. I learned that if you set aside a specific date or a day to drink and you're consistent with it, you're an alcoholic. So there was a point in time in my life where I would only drink on the weekends. I would only drink on Fridays and Saturdays and sometimes Sunday. And I would never drink during the week. But after learning what I had learned, I'm like, well, damn. I thought I was doing something good. Now, the rebellious guy I was back then, I started drinking damn near every day, drinking all the time and kicking it, you know. But I never viewed my consumption of alcohol on the weekends as an alcoholic.
An alcoholic, yeah.
I never viewed that. Now, this ain't no 12-step program. This is all from safety stand down, the military, and how they talk and give us those briefings and stuff, right? And so I ain't never been to no 12-step programs and no stuff like that. But I didn't view it as abuse. as alcohol abuse. But I was abusing alcohol and didn't even know it.
Because of that pattern, you drinking
That
every
pattern,
weekend
that
made you
pattern.
alcoholic.
Yep. According to what I had learned in Safety Stand Down. And the courses in regards to alcohol, according to what I had learned now and what they were teaching. And it made it as if, okay, well, damn, I'm abusing alcohol.
But see, I still don't see that as abusing.
Well,
If you're drinking it every weekend, like I said, you could have one beer Friday, one beer Saturday, one beer Sunday. That's not abusing it.
so you're looking at it abusing as excessive.
I feel like the amount that you take in is what would
Consider abuse.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so if you drink 2 beers a day, is that abuse?
I don't.
In your opinion?
I don't think that's abusing it either.
3 beers a day, is that abuse?
I don't think that's abuse.
4 beers a day.
I mean, I think it depends on how much you can tolerate.
Okay, so you know that when you're drinking, and this is not a pile on UK money.
No.
We're just dialoguing. You know that when you're drinking, you at some point you do get inebriated.
Right.
And when you do get inebriated, then if you keep doing it,
So in that
so
example
that could
right
be
there,
after 1 beer.
true, it could
And,
be.
and according to sobriety, if you blow, 1 beer can make you legally inebriated.
I agree. I feel if in that situation, if you know that you're inebriated and you still drinking, and that's leading to abusing it. Then if you know,
That's what I was thinking.
Okay,
too.
so that's fine. So bottom line is, Slash, he cannot accept a woman who abused marijuana or alcohol. Same for you,
I can't.
Comedian 96.
Yeah, same.
You, K Money.
I'm a smoke with her, but I ain't gonna drink with her.
Exactly.
Okay, well,
yeah.
either or. So
Yeah, I could accept a female smoking more so than I could.
And I'm with him on that because you wouldn't separate my alcohol and you wouldn't separate my alcohol.
I said either or.
I'm with him. I
Okay,
can
so
accept
now
it. I can accept her.
remember when I said to you earlier, and I said that, hey, I'm not trying to get you to disclose whether or not you do, and you jumped in. I said, hey, listen.
Mm-hmm.
So now if you're agreeing with K Money just said, I'll smoke with her. Now, I was trying not to put you on blast, Comedian 96, by saying whether or not you smoke marijuana.
If I smoked, I would smoke with her. That's what I'm saying. If I smoked, then I would smoke with her. And even right now, if I don't smoke and she smoke weed only, just weed, I wouldn't trip on that.
Man,
weed
let's
only
just
because really,
stop.
Okay, so
alcohol make
right
money.
here.
Let me tell you why I'm asking you that, right?
Yeah.
I'm asking y'all that because I know not me, but I know a lot of people who smoke weed and drink alcohol. And I know a lot of people who smoke weed and drink alcohol with their ladies. And if you're smoking weed and drinking alcohol, that tells me that, especially if y'all doing it on a regular basis and y'all doing it together, y'all are both acceptance of each other's abuse of the drug.
True.
So y'all are both acceptance of each other of abuse. And my question I was going to ask is, hey, who's more apt to accept it? A woman accepting a man that's alcohol and weed abuser? Or a man accepting a woman who's an alcohol or a weed abuser. And so Comedian 96 and Slash would not accept. K Money would accept.
I think it's a 50-50 situation, though. Really, honestly.
Okay. Now, before I close, so I got one more question. Now, this here seem like a no-brainer. It really do seem like a no-brainer. Who's more apt to accept abusive behavior? A woman staying in an abusive relationship and accepting it from her man, or vice versa?
I'm about to say, just based on history, a woman is more acceptable.
That's because it happens more so often
Yeah.
To the
them.
woman, yeah.
So
yeah.
I don't know how to answer that.
Yeah, that's a hard one.
Because I've never been through an abusive situation where a woman abused me.
Okay.
And I rarely have heard where a woman is abusing a man and he's sitting there taking it or standing there. And
Now-
taking it. Not saying that it don't happen.
There could be verbal abuse.
Yeah, so that
Women
counts.
may
Yeah.
The verbal abuse does count.
Yeah.
So women will verbally abuse men.
I was gonna say y'all got some good women. They never said nothing to you.
But I think women sit around and wait for that because the man with the strong mind ain't finna deal with that from nobody.
Yep.
Okay. Now, before I close, let me say this. Y'all know that today's show was called Accept Me for Who I Am. And a lot of times we camouflage who we are as people in order to make a good impression on the person that we're trying to impress. Mm-hmm. And so some people may be abusive. Some people may be addicts. And they'll hide that shit just to impress who they're going to impress. Now, if you just be upfront and say, hey, I like to smoke weed. Hey, I like to drink. Hey, sometimes my temper get the best of me. And you allow that individual who you're trying to impress to still make their decision, then, okay, that's a stand-up person in my book. So with all that being said, whether it's at the initial beginning or during the middle of the relationship, when a person really show you who they are, believe them. This concludes another dope episode. Tune in tomorrow for Think Thursday. Don't forget to follow us on X, formerly known as Twitter, at 52 Scott Podcast, on Instagram and Facebook, the 52 Scott Podcast. And for all my YouTubers, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Remember, the only way we grow is if you let them know.